Alright, so we back. So I definitely got to get this car situated because I got to get it moved. But so what I'm dealing with is I got a engine fire burn, right? That was on cylinder 3 and cylinder 4. But of course, you know, it damaged some of the other, I guess you could say, ignition coil wires. So I really can't tell from this angle because it's really kind of hard to see down there what's really going on. I don't know why Porsche Engineering did this, so don't get me trying to explain, you know, their engineering pedigrees. But anyways, man, I've got kind of good at working on Porsches for my dad and my big bro, so I'm pretty this intake manifold don't scare me like it did when I first was working on it. After watching some videos and doing some research and barely even finding any videos out there, you know, American made wise, explaining how to remove this thing. So it definitely it's definitely an experience, man. So really, to be honest with you, once you do one of these, all the other intake manifolds that you deal with, bro, they really not that hard at all. You start to see, like, man, this is levels to it. Right? I'm not saying they better. I'm just saying I don't understand why they even created for it to be this difficult, man, because it's really the tight space. And this one, it don't seem too bad. I don't know why, but for my dad, the older gen for the 957, man, boy, I'll tell you, especially back here when you get near this firewall dealing with this. Let me see. I don't know if I like dealing with that this side over here. You gotta deal with this high pressure fuel pump and that fuel rail that you probably can see it. Fuel rail, that's the high fuel rail. Then you got a low fuel rail that you gotta deal with. You probably see it down there. I gotta give me a pointer like my mom said, but it's down there. Man, I'm telling you, bro, I think this may be different, bro, because yeah, it doesn't go back like that 957, because that 957, oh no, let me see. Yeah, I think they just didn't put back the bolt that go down here. But yeah, man, you gotta pull this coolant hose back. I know I've seen 1 or 2 guys do it to where they actually remove the coolant hose, man, but you know, then you're dealing with, you know, coolant. You got to catch the coolant and all that stuff, man. It's more money you got to put into it as well, because then you got to buy more coolant to replace it. So I probably made it a little bit more difficult than I had to, but I still got the job done, because you still can do it without removing the coolant hose, you know, because you remove it from up here by the radiator and basically crimp it back, probably over in this area behind the hood latch or hood. And then it's still, but I'm telling you, everything down there, man, is tight. For some reason, this is not looking as tight. I don't know if it's because I'm not as nervous and scared of dealing with it, because I know where everything is going now. I know what to be very cautious at when it comes to some of these plastic parts on here, because the German made stuff, don't get me, like down here, you can see down there, you probably see a plastic PCV hose, right? That thing go up under here, under this tube here, and I broke it off the first time there. Same way with that crankcase, positive crankcase valve hose, breather hose back there, man. Like, also, even with the coolant hoses, man, they had coolant hoses run back there too as well. They got real brittle and real hard off the back side of the block. But yeah, man, you just gotta be very careful, man. I'm telling you, you could touch something like this, and this thing, like, you'll be working on this or trying to move this, and you could touch this and put some pressure on it, and this thing could freaking break, all because of plastic or the rubber got hard over time. German engineering for you. Trust me. Nice car, nice engine. I think the VR6 is supposed to be one of their better engines, if I remember correctly, when it comes to like just the way they engineered it. But all the other stuff, they cheaped out on a lot of other stuff, man. I'm telling you, that's what I learned with dealing with these German made cars. Really working on my brother's stuff, man. My big brother, he loved these Porsches and stuff like that, man. He always been like that. So me working on his stuff has really taught me how to almost, to be honest with you, not be scared to work on anything else. That's why I really not even, you know, to be honest with you, that's why I am grateful. I'm grateful that, you know, he do let me work on his stuff, and once I do that, man, it'd be like, oh yeah, I'm good after that. So I understand why people, you know, techs and stuff choose to work for Porsche and Volkswagen and stuff. That is where the money at, man. I'm telling you. But I definitely gonna start working on this intake manifold. I'm telling you, this is probably one of the most difficult intake manifolds to take off in a car, at least for the 957. Let me say it like that, man. For the 957, it's probably one of the most difficult. This is a 958 because it's like a 2011. So it's not bad at all. I just need to, because I already turned the crankshaft to make sure it turns over by hand, so make sure I'm not dealing with any type of internal damage. But at the end of the day, you still really can't tell until you get into it. So I need to take this intake manifold off. I'm gonna probably go to a pick yard, probably one of those Euro pick yards up in Atlanta or something, and get me a whole harness that starts probably from, because it starts there, that harness right there, right in front of that PCV positive crankcase valve right here. So you got this harness that run with all 6 cylinders, and I think it also got the positive, not positive, but the crankcase, not crankcase, the might be a camshaft position sensor. I think that's what that probably is. Yeah, I think that's probably what it is. I don't know what sensor this is. Yeah, I gotta look that. No, well, dealing with cooling, so that might be the temperature sensor. TPS. No, because throttle body position sensor. I don't know. That might be just a temperature sensor. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, because it looked like the water pump right here. No, yeah, that might be the water pump, because I know the alternator over here, compressor down there. Yeah, so this might be the water pump, because it looked like this coolant line. Yep, coolant hose running here, top here. So I'm pretty sure, especially with this coolant clamp. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this has got to do with the temperature sensor. So that temperature sensor actually runs down this, not valley, but you know, just on top of the valve cover, the same one like I replaced for my dad, and that runs into that harness there. And again, that's the breather hose that broke off, snapped off. As soon as I undid it from the positive crankcase valve to pull it off down here, right? See, this has some flexibility, man. That one didn't, man. That thing just snapped out right here at this corner, and I was like, oh yeah, we good. We good on that. And I'm telling you, I didn't put no pressure on it, man. No pressure. It just snapped because it was just so brittle. Yep. So, but like I said, it's not scary anymore. Because again, I kind of know what to touch and what not to touch, and what to move, what I actually have to take off and what I don't have to take off, right? Just because somebody said to take it off, versus what I know works for me. So, but I'm gonna start. Like I said, you'll see the progression. I might not film it as I go. I'll probably do it from a different point of view with my glasses, but I'll try to catch as much as possible, me actually just taking it off, but because I really want to get this done, so I'm gonna really be going at it tonight and get this thing done, and then try to wake up bright and early tomorrow morning, head to Atlanta, most likely, and try to get there early so I can take another one off from there, and hopefully I don't have to replace that valve cover. We're gonna just hope we don't have to. If so, it's fine. I mean, it's part of the game. So I'm gonna try to get that, as well as go and clip a whole, that whole harness. Probably basically just starting here right at the beginning, and then what I most likely do once I get down there, it don't look like anything was damaged all the way far. No, as far as you get to cylinder 6. So what I do is I probably just be snipping everything from up here, snip everything up here, redo my wires, run my wires all up here, run it back to the proper cylinder, as well as that temperature sensor, and be good to go. All right, but you'll see the progression as as I get down there closer to the valve cover and be able to really tell the damage or not. Yep, I think I got me a good old find. Okay. Just give you one more angle, see how it's gonna look once I start removing all this stuff. All right, definitely gotta get all this stuff cleaned off too. This is not good for your engine, so you don't want this stuff getting inside your engine as well too. So I gotta be kind of careful on that. You don't want that powder getting in there because it turns, it's just like sand, right? So you don't want that being inside the engine. It's supposed to only liquid, not sandpaper in there too as well, right? You don't want that rubbing metal on metal against each other. All right.